All right, what is up? Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. We are back talking another episode of Talamasca, the Secret Order. This one is episode 4, Wet Work. We get a Guy and Jasper going on their mission to find what the hell was the book called? 752, was it? Forgot the name of that book.
5732, whatever it was.
Yeah, the 752. Yeah, 752 is the name of the book. Yeah. So yep. So we get a little bit of them going on their mission to with stuff
Take down the society once and for all.
Yeah. But yeah, and also I can't wait till we get into the big cameo of this episode, because if you know, you know. If not, you're just like, oh, okay. But yeah. But yeah, so we're gonna get into spoilers. So if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. Come back, join the conversation, leave a comment down below. Make sure you guys hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and come back when we talk about all these Talamasca. We're talking about Lestat when that comes out pretty soon. Mayfair Witches. We'll see what happens with that next season. So make sure you come back and join us with all this Anne Rice stuff. But for this episode, what you think, Bram Man? What you think about it?
Probably my favorite episode so far. I really liked a lot of the vampire lore that they kind of dropped in there. I like some of the connective threads throughout the episode too. I really like the back and forth between Jasper and Guy.
Okay.
I think Jasper is he's a lot different than like the likes of Lestat and Louis, their whole drama. I like that. I think he just looks as Guy as a buddy, which is cool.
Mhm.
That was really cool. What's the other vampire? Is it Raglan? Jason
That's the one we just saw.
Schwartzman's character.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fun character.
The connection to all the other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's not I don't think he's a vampire though.
Yeah,
because he worked for Talamasca.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm ahead of myself there.
No, he makes deals with vampires, but yeah, he doesn't. I mean, the whole group he was infiltrating a group of vampires, but I don't think Raglan was. He was part of the Talamasca. He wasn't necessarily part of the vampires, just making deals with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of picking up for me after this. I hope they kind of keep this momentum. I felt a lot more invested just from a character standpoint, and now I'm kind of it kind of pulled me in a little more than previous episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of curious how old Jasper's supposed to be.
What was it? Like 300? I think what he said, it was like 17 something when he told the story, right?
When talk about his upbringing, his little story.
Shit, I forgot what year he said it was. When he was talking about, like, because I think he mentioned years, but he's at least a couple of 100 years old, I think, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, there was a pretty good amount of things to unpack. It's pretty cool to see in older vampire use the word dude that often. But yeah, it was a fun episode. I liked it. I kind of liked the lore kind of deep dive they went for.
Yeah. So I had to look it up real quick because I couldn't remember. So he's over 100 years old. It was early 1900s is when he got turned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he didn't. I didn't think he was as old as some of the other vampires that we've been introduced to.
Yeah.
It seems like everyone's dealing with some type of familial trauma.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you noticed that. It seems like everyone is always having something going on. But
But yeah,
it is what it is.
Raglan, for whatever reason, I got him confused with the character that Jason Schwartzman showed up as for whatever reason. That was my bad.
Oh, I forgot what his vampire name is.
Setting the stage for. I don't know why I thought of him, but yeah, it's setting the stage for something further that they could do potentially in this series or with Vampire Lestat or with something completely different moving forward. So yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was my when it showed Raglan, that was my oh shit moment. Because I was like you know, they're definitely thinking long term for the whole universe. So, okay. What about you, Brian? What you thought about the episode?
It was okay. I mean, saying it's I felt like it was everything I already knew was going to happen. Like I thought Jasper was going to be the guy who's telling the truth. I thought you're going to frame it as the evil person, but he's the one that actually never lying to you. He's that guy. You're going to have this buddy cop type of feel between the two. This is what I thought I was going to get. So when I'm getting it, I was like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I kind of expected. The thing that kind of surprised me was more Jasper's backstory. So he was living with a coven, and the Talamasca came and killed the coven. And he was the only one left. And then he was living on his own for a while, and then he got turned to a vampire. I was like, that's just a lot of stuff in that smaller stuff. That's a lot of stuff going on. But I found him probably the most entertaining part of the entire episodes because of him and how cool of a character he is and how strong of a character he is. Yeah, but he's also probably the only one you probably trust the most. There's a lot of characters in this thing. I don't trust any of them. I'm not even sure. Guy is a bumbling idiot. Honestly, I just think he's in over his head when he's going through all this stuff. He's in the world. He's probably the most unlikely spy ever, and I think that's part of the issue. Seeing, I was talking about Brandman in the back and talking about seeing the humans being kept alive and just basically just their blood bags, whatever. Just using draining them out and then getting to build the blood back up and then continue to use them. That was kind of jarring in itself.
Wait, which one? The dude at the end?
Yeah. So they're using they're having the humans.
He's a vampire.
But weren't they using the humans it's like they're draining them and then let them to come back up and then they'll drain them some more. Maybe. I'm pretty sure that's what was going on.
That's what.
Go ahead,
but the dude at the end in the bed, he was a really old vampire.
Yeah. I'm talking about
with humans.
Yeah,
probably I might have missed that one because there's just so much info. Like it was hard to follow sometimes because it was just like info drop, like boom boom. It was just so much that they did in one episode,
and that's part of my problem.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you're putting so much in there, it makes the big twist kind of like not mean as much because there's just so much stuff going on. You don't really know what's important. Yeah, exactly. So I feel like you're giving us so much to the point that I mean, Guy gets buried by something. Sometimes when I'm looking at it, like who's the most important person I really enjoyed? Jasper. Guy is like the fourth. I almost forgot about Helen. Like how much do I mean, she's the one lying all the time and all stuff, but I almost forgot about her because there's so much information being dropped at us. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. We'll have to see as the episodes go along, but it could be too convoluted of a storyline. So that's why I'm saying I just feel like it was okay.
Yeah. Like I agree with Brandman that this was probably my favorite of all 4 episodes so far, but also like I like what Brian's saying where it's like a little too much, because I feel like I have to watch this again before the next episode just because
like
what the hell's going on.
I have to like make sure I didn't miss anything, because it jumped to Helen and I'm like, oh yeah, you forget about her, you know what I mean? So it's like, like you said, like Guy was like not even really I want to say not important, but like you really didn't care too much about him, like I wanted to know about the zombie vampire more. Like, like what's going on with that? And how does he know? How does he know how to do this? Like, so there's like so much other stuff, and I'm just like you said, guy is just tripping over all these like things, and he's just like falling into the lap of like the next clue, it's like, but for the most part, it's like, and then for a dude who could read minds, like he kind of sucks at
Yeah.
like trying to pick up on things. So yeah, so
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, it's like shouldn't he be in a room and like instantly like, oh yeah, this is what's going on, but
Have
he's
something about
always,
him. I mean,
yeah.
you think he's really smart. He went to all this education that he's well versed in a lot of stuff, but he seems like he's over above his head like in every situation. Like he's
Mm-hmm.
was way too big for him.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that way about a lot of other things. So when I think about Talamasca, I always kind of go back to Mayfair Witches with Sip. And I felt like though he was just part of the Talamasca, he was still polished overall. He understood his own powers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have Guy being our eyes and ears and everything is hard because he doesn't even understand who he is. So how can I know what's going on if he doesn't know what's going on?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real
Yep.
good point.
Yeah, that's a
You
really
know,
good point.
Because he's just as confused as everything else as we almost as we are. But eh, it's really because like I don't know who is the bad guy or the good guy at this point. It's like maybe they're both good in their own eyes. Because Helen
Yeah.
wants to change the Talamasca from the inside, and Jasper wants revenge.
Mhm.
You
You
know,
understand Jasper wanted revenge, and you understand you just feel that Helen's been used and probably has a very similar story to Jasper. So it's like, what do you do? Which one? I mean, I still think that Helen's doing it the wrong way, but they probably have very similar stories from when they're children.
yeah. I mean, you really got it. You got more of Jasper's than Helen's, but definitely when she went to visit, I don't even know, was that her sister, or was that somebody she met
I think that's someone that was in there with her
in like the
before, but
juvenile
yeah.
testing facility thing, and then her sister she knew had powers, and that's why I was like, is this for me? It was just like wait, what? They had to like stop and like try to figure out like who's who at one point, because like they just gloss over a lot of things, and then they bring it up again. They're like, oh, remember when we said that? And I was like, no.
Yeah,
So
because you put too much out there. It's a jam. It's an hour of just so much stuff,
yeah,
and none of it's really action. You could take a break with some action, because it's so much, just words. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of
yeah,
talking and
A
trying to
lot
figure
a lot
out
of
what the hell's
talking.
going on. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's
mhm,
hard.
Yeah.
yeah,
I don't know if I try not to throw around the word exposition too much, but there was like a
Mhm.
pretty decent amount of it. But
oh yeah,
mhm. And
there's
I
a
really
lot.
like, yeah, I really prefer to be shown, not told what's going on. But the way they do it is fine.
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
mhm.
yeah. I don't mind. I just feel like you could have. It's 6 episodes is a lot because like there's next week is the penultimate,
I
and
know.
there's so much to
And
be
you don't
done
know.
still.
Do you even know what the hell's going on? Do you really know? So
Yeah,
it's the penultimate. And you have no clue what the hell is happening.
yeah. I mean, like obviously, just knowing a little bit of the like the bigger universe, Jasper doesn't win. Jasper doesn't take out the Talamasca. You know,
Mhm.
just think that's just not going to happen. Does Helen win? Or does so I was like, I'm really curious to see what's going on. Then the cop thing. There's the whole cop thing we didn't even talk about because that's so in the background, and I feel that's going to like be it's this little teeny little thing right now that's going to turn into the big finale. I feel like there's this cop's gonna like open up the book and everything is gonna explode out of it, and and the whole time she's just kind of in the background where you're like, why are you going so hard in this? Leave it alone, like and yeah, yeah. So it's not a bad show. It's just
It seems rushed. It seems rushed,
very much. 6
and
episodes is a lot. Is a lot to do in a short amount of time.
mm-hmm.
So
I don't know if it's enough. If it's enough in episodes and to have a foundation for a show to be good. I just don't know.
Yeah. Like whatever happens in the next 2 episodes, I feel like we're gonna be left on a cliffhanger, like for sure, and
for sure, yeah.
And I don't know where is it gonna be answered in Lestat? Is it gonna be answered in Mayfair Witches? Is there another season of Talamasca? Are they doing like another side story show? Is Raglan gonna get his own show? Like, yeah, so. Yeah, it's just I'm trying to think of like what else, because the big thing at the end, with the blood, it's like because we in the first 2 seasons of Interview, we never really got like that ancient vampire blood is like worth a lot. I mean, when you think about it, of course, yeah, but and now it's almost like a currency. It's almost like it's super.
But that's because Lou and Lestat lived in the real world. They didn't really live in the vampire world.
Yeah.
And even in season 2, I mean, the Coven was still part of the real world. You had other vampires in that real world. It really wasn't the vampire world.
Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't know. I think the purpose of this show isn't to give us a good story. I think it's to give us details of this universe that we haven't seen yet. Vampire blood can cure cancer as long as you keep rubbing it on your body. It can like cure cuts. Ancient vampire blood is worth a lot. Like Raglan is in this universe now. Like there's the secret vampire code that Jasper keeps talking about. Talamasca is full of issues. So I feel like I don't know if the show is meant to be a show, because as of right now, I feel like it's more just here's a bunch of info to make the other shows better.
That could be why it was made. Honestly, why would you have Talamasca this close to Interview with the Vampire Lestat?
Yeah,
if you have that coming out, why would you have this have to come out right now to make Mayfair Witches make sense?
Yeah. I mean, we have we have a witch, and we haven't got into any of the Mayfair witchy kind of stuff yet. Like,
does that make you sad? Do you really want Mayfair witchy stuff?
No, I mean, it's a good, because part of me says yes, because I'm like anything that can make the show palatable, like going forward, but also it's like,
but they're basically doing a soft reboot, basically, right?
That's from what we heard, it's gonna be like a soft reboot, new showrunner and stuff like that. But also at the same point, it's like I kind of don't want to talk about that show because it kind of sucked,
Exactly. So like, I just want to ignore it. Do what you tell you. If you want to ignore it, I have no problem. Come back when you got a better idea, a better storyline.
Yeah. But I'm kind of curious, like, do London witches know about Lasher? Because wasn't Lasher when in season 2, didn't they go to Ireland? I think
Ireland.
Yeah.
Ireland,
so I mean, Ireland's a lot closer than America to London, so you would figure they would kind of know about Lasher, right? At some point. So I don't know. But we haven't even got any of that yet.
Yeah.
We'll see. But I'm kind of curious to see what happens. Like I said, to me, it's not a bad show. It's just not a great show. It's better than Mayfair for sure, but it's nowhere, not even in the same book. It's nowhere as near as good as Interview.
Yep.
But
No,
that's it.
absolutely not.
And you still don't even know if it's a good or bad show.
yeah, I mean, the next 2 episodes are gonna let you know for sure if it's because it all depends on how it ends. It all depends on how it ends. But I'm not expecting anything crazy. Yeah.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Anything else we might have missed?
Nope. I mean, we could talk about more talking, but maybe
Yeah.
we'll do that next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, there's a lot of lore drops, a lot of like info dumps and stuff like that. So, I'm really curious about the zombie vampire kind of thing. Yeah.
Mhm.
I bet you they don't even talk about it again.
I know that would be so annoying. It's like, oh, here's this like attack dog vampire zombie thing. And all he said was like, oh yeah, it's an old thingy. And then that's it. That's all he said, and
Next scene.
and then next scene, then he has like a dog clicker to control it, which I was like, did you train it? It was like, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. You guys got anything else?
Nope.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's us, talking about the Talamasca stuff. If you guys seen it, leave a comment, let us know. We want to hear from you guys because this might be a little bit more than we've read about. I haven't read any of it. I know Brandman's read a decent amount of the Vampire Chronicle stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. But I know people like know the ins and outs of it. So let us know. Let us know, what you guys think about it. But we appreciate everyone coming in, hanging out with us. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come and join us next week when we talk about the next episode of Talamasca and also Vampire Lestat, because the trailers that they released during Talamasca is worth the watch of Talamasca. That Fern one, super awesome trailer. Loved it. I laughed so hard. But yeah, let's get out of here. We appreciate all you guys. We will see you guys in the next review. Later.
Later, guys.